Hello and welcome to the FA Women's National League show, the show that covers everything from the third and fourth tiers of English women's football, everything that's happened in the past 7 days and what we can look forward to in the week to come in the Northern Premier, Southern Premier, Division 1 North, Midlands, South East and South West. My name is Chris Gadsby and I'll be here every week, Tuesday at 6 p.m, to bring you all the very latest from the FA Women's National League. We've had a lot happen over the past 7 days. We're now starting to get into the swing of it with the season, match day 2. We've also got our first midweek fixtures to look forward to as well towards the end of the show. As ever, anybody in the FA Women's National League, be it players, coaches, staff, anybody from the Women's National League board want to kind of help me promote the FA Women's National League as much as possible. If they want to come on, just have a very informal chat about women's football, get in touch with me on Twitter at Chris_Gadsby. You are very, very welcome. Now, let's move straight on then through into the Northern Division with the results from Sunday. And start there with Burnley 1, Nottingham Forest 4, Derby County 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Hull City 1, Brighouse Town 5, Loughborough Lightning 3, Sheffield FC 0, Middlesbrough 1, Huddersfield Town 3, and Stoke City 2, AFC Fylde 3. We'll go through, as did last week, go through those results in a bit more detail now. With Burnley against Nottingham Forest to start, it's Burnley who took the lead thanks to Dominique Cooper, giving them a 1-0 lead. But then Forest with Freya Thomas in the 20th minute, Jade Arbour in the 39th, May Moncaster in the 89th, and Rosie Axton in the 90th minute, giving Forest their first win of the campaign. Then we've got Derby against Wolverhampton Wanderers, a 1-0 win for Wolves there. The goal of the game there scored by Amber Hughes. Hull City against Brighouse Town. Hull City losing that one by 5-1. Ellie Tanser getting the goal in the 88th minute for Hull, more a consolation than anything else. Brighouse Town instead getting 5 goals in that one. We've got Amy Woodruff, first of all, in the 15th minute. Rebecca Gompertz in the 29th minute. Woodruff then getting her second of the game on 35 minutes to put Brighouse 3-0 up at the break. Leah Embley in the 75th minute, and then Ellie Dobson in the 87th minute made it 5-0 to Brighouse before Hull got that consolation goal. The Loughborough Lightning against Sheffield FC. Loughborough with a 3-0 victory. Goals there coming from Rosetta Taylor, Chloe Young, who also scored in the 2-2 draw against Hull on the opening day of the season, and then Frances Miller in the 77th minute, rounding off the 3-0 victory and all 3 points for the Loughborough Lightning. Middlesbrough against Huddersfield Town, a 3-1 victory for Huddersfield. Middlesbrough yet to announce their lineup, but Huddersfield Town, after obviously the 0-0 draw with Forest on the opening day, also then got a victory on the second day of the season. Rhea Montgomery in the 14th minute, Laura Elford in the 19th minute, and Katie Stanley on 41 minutes. All 3 goals for Huddersfield Town coming in that first half. And finally, in the Northern Division, Stoke against AFC Fylde, a 3-2 victory there. Don't forget, this is Stoke's opening game of the season. And then Fylde with another victory. They won on the opening day, and a hat-trick for Faye McCoy. All 3 goals there for AFC Fylde. Stoke City, again, not having announced their lineup yet. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning, and their lineup not yet on the FA Women's National League website. But the hat-trick there for Faye McCoy to give Fylde 2 wins from 2. Have a look then at the Northern Premier Division table. It's Fylde with their 2 wins from 2, who top the table 6 points and a goal difference of 5 ahead of Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've had a great start to their season. The only other team with a 100% record in the Northern Premier Division on goal difference of 3. And we've got Loughborough Lightning, Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield Town, all with 4 points, a win and a draw. 3 goals the difference for Loughborough Lightning and Nottingham Forest. Huddersfield Town with 2, so they slip into 5th place. 3 points there for Brighouse Town, Burnley and Derby County. A single point for Hull City with the draw on the opening day of the season. And then Stoke City, having lost their opening game, West Bromwich Albion losing the only game they played. They didn't have a game this Sunday. Middlesbrough then with no points from 2 games, and Sheffield FC at the bottom with no points from their 2 games either, and a goal difference of -7 for Sheffield. Move through then into the Southern Premier Division. Again, as just a reminder that I've got a second screen here with all of the stats and the scores, so that's why I am continuing to turn away as I just change all my screens and get things ready for the second table. So the Southern Premier Division, Cardiff City 0, Portsmouth 1, Chichester and Chelsea 1, Oxford United 0, Gillingham 2, Hounslow 0, Ipswich Town 1, Crawley Wasps 0, London Bees 5, Keynsham Town 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1, Bridgewater United 1, and Plymouth Argyle 0, Southampton 3. Start then with that game, Cardiff City against Portsmouth, a 1-0 victory for Portsmouth. Not been a great start to the season for Cardiff City. Jasmine Younger, the goal scorer for Portsmouth in the 39th minute. Chichester and Chelsea getting the 1-0 victory against Oxford United. Goal there coming from Sophie Phelps in the 57th minute. Gillingham against Hounslow. There's no details on that game yet at the moment, but Gillingham, after their 2-0 defeat to Oxford United on the opening day of the season, then win by 2-0. Ipswich Town against Crawley Wasps, another tight game. Goal in the first half from Blue Wilson. Obviously, Ipswich having that great first opening game with a 6-0 win against Hounslow. They now follow it up, a tighter game, but a 1-0 victory against the Crawley Wasps. London Bees 5, Keynsham Town 1. Back-to-back games for the London Bees against Keynsham Town. They lost the opening day of the season 2-0. This time they win by 5-1. Goals in the 7th minute from Hannah Coote. In the 38th minute from Nicole Jancy. 62nd minute, Lauren Herrier. And then a second goal of the game on the 67th minute for Nicole Jancy. Only 4 goals recorded for the London Bees, so the 5th goal I'm there presuming was an own goal from Keynsham Town. Keynsham have not yet announced their lineup. Opposition own goal in the 28th minute to make it 2-0 to the London Bees there. So getting their revenge 1 week later for the opening day defeat to Keynsham Town. Said Keynsham haven't yet revealed their squad lineups. I'm not sure who got the goal for Keynsham. MK Dons 1, Bridgewater United 1. Another goal for Molly Cooper after scoring the only goal of the MK Dons' game against Southampton in that defeat on the opening day of the season. And then goal for Bridgewater United has come from Chloe Gilroy in the 37th minute. It was a great effort from Bridgewater United, who lost Bo Jackson to a red card in the 24th minute. So playing the vast majority of the game, 3/4 of the game, with only 10 players, managing to hold on for a 1-1 draw. And finally, in the FA Women's National League Southern Division, a 3-0 victory for Southampton over Plymouth Argyle. 2 goals for Lita Rutherford in the 31st and 39th minute. Kiara Watling in the 76th minute, providing that third and final goal to give Southampton the victory. Looking then at the Southern Premier Division table, Ipswich Town topping the pile with 7 goal difference from their 2 games. 3 teams with 2 wins from 2, Portsmouth and Southampton there as well, just with a slightly lower goal difference. Bridgewater United doing well, 4 points, a win and a draw from their 2 games. And then a bunch of teams with a single win: London Bees, Crawley Wasps, Oxford United, Gillingham, Keynsham Town and Chichester and Chelsea. Goal difference is the only thing separating those. MK Dons with 1 point from their opening 2 fixtures, and then Cardiff City, Plymouth Argyle and Hounslow rounding off the bottom of the table after 2 defeats from 2. Into the Division 1 Midlands then. Bedworth United 1, Peterborough United 5, Boldmere St Michael's 0, Burton Albion 0, Doncaster Rovers Bells 1, Sporting Calzer 0, Howell Sports 1, Solihull Moors 3, Lincoln City 0, Leek Town 1, and Wem Town 1, Long Eaton United 6. Let's start then with that fixture at the top. Bedworth United 1, Peterborough United 5. Strong win there for Peterborough. The goal for Bedworth United, another one from Kirsty Farnsworth there, so giving her 2nd goal of the season. Peterborough United, though, got off to a great start. A goal in the 1st minute from Jessica Driscoll. Obviously, this is their first game of the season. Did not play on the opening day of the season. Ellen Marson, the substitute, in the 76th minute, made it 2 goals for Peterborough, and then a very late hat-trick for Kier Perkins. 80th minute, 86th minute and 89th minute, sealing a 5-1 victory for Peterborough United. Boldmere St Michael's against Burton Albion. No goals in that one. They played out the 0-0 draw. Doncaster Rovers Bells getting a narrow victory over Sporting Calzer. The 2nd narrow victory of the tournament, the season so far, beating Burton Albion by the same scoreline on the opening day of the season, but no information on their scorers just yet. Hull Sports, again, kicking off their campaign with a 3-1 defeat to Solihull Moors. Goals for Hull Sport from Courtney Cropper, and the 3 goals for Solihull Moors coming from Lois Jeffries in the 35th minute. Of course, Solihull with that very convincing victory on the opening day of the season, the 8-0 win. Lois Jeffries getting 2 in that one. She got 2 in this one as well, scoring in the 44th minute just before half-time to send them in at the break. 2 goals to the good. And then Catherine Pagan in the 46th minute, also who got 2 goals in that opening 8-0 win against Leek Town, getting her 3rd goal of the season. Lincoln City against Leek Town, another close 1-0 victory in this division. Leek Town, of course, good to get for them to get off the mark and overturn some of the probably heartbreak and disappointment from the 8-0 loss to Solihull Moors on the opening day of the season. Goal in that one coming late on, Cassie Hyde in the 87th minute, providing the only goal of the game, Leek Town winning by 1-0. And finally, in the Division 1 Midlands, Wem Town against Long Eaton United, a 6-1 victory for Long Eaton United. Goal from Wem Town, though, from Zoe Griffiths. Long Eaton United not having yet published their lineup on the FA Women's National League website. So we'll move straight through into the table. Solihull Moors topping it with 2 wins from 2 alongside Long Eaton United and Doncaster Rovers Bells, but Solihull Moors with a goal difference of 10 already. A great start from them. Long Eaton United not far behind them on 9. Doncaster Rovers Bells only with a goal difference of 2. But you feel that towards the back end of the season, goal difference will have a bit of a lower relevance. Boldmere St Michael's have done well. 4 points from their 2 games. Peterborough United shoot up to 5th, winning their opening game of the season. Lincoln City also there on 3 points after a win and a loss. Leek Town also on 3 points, but a -7 goal difference, that being skewed heavily from that defeat to Solihull Moors on the opening day of the season. Burton Albion there with a single point, and then at the bottom end of the table, Howell Sports, Sporting Calzer, Leafield Athletic, Wem Town and Bedworth United at the bottom of the table. Move through then, Division 1 North. where it's Bradford City 1, Durham Cester 2, Chester Street Town 4, FC United of Manchester 2, Chorley 2, Leeds United 1. Big victory for Norton and Stockton Ancients 8, Alnwick Town 1, and Stockport County 0, Liverpool Feds 2. Bradford City then against Durham Cester. We'll start there with the 2-1 victory for Durham. Goals for Bradford City coming in the 85th minute. Keegan Lambert, the only goal for them. And then there's an own goal in there as well. Amy Hargrave for Durham Cester getting their goal. And then the own goal from Bradford gave Durham the 2-1 victory. After their 2-0 defeat to Liverpool Feds on the opening day of the season. Chester Street Town beating FC United of Manchester by 4 goals to 2. Goals for Chester Street Town coming from Nicole Havry in the 5th and 26th minute. Rachel Meller in the 68th minute and Charlotte Proud in the 86th minute. A good result there for Chester Street Town to win by 4 goals to 2. Chorley against Leeds United. Chorley winning by 2 goals to 1. No details about that game just yet, though. Norton Stockton Ancients, the big winners on Sunday, winning by 8 goals to 1. And it pretty much became the Bianca Owens show. Goals in the 5th minute, 9th minute, 2nd minute of added time at the end of the first half, 63rd minute and 85th minute. 5 goals for Bianca on Sunday afternoon. Other goals for Norton Stockton Ancients coming from Lily Patrick in the 6th minute of added time at the end of the first half, Shannon Reid in the 49th minute and Victoria Burton in the 62nd minute. Lily Patrick getting her 3rd of the season there after 2 goals in the opening day win against Barnsley. Single goal from Alnwick Town coming from Lucy McConnell. And instead Alnwick Town losing by 8 goals to 1 there. And finally in the Northern Division, it's Stockport County 0, Liverpool Feds 2. Another victory for the Liverpool Feds there. Stockport County not yet announcing their lineup from the game, but the Liverpool Feds, goals for Rosie Kinvig in the 30th minute and Abby Pope in the 48th minute. Looking then at the Division 1 North table, Norton Stockton Ancients shoot themselves up to the top of the table with a goal difference of 8. The 7 goals scored on difference scored on Sunday does make a massive difference to their goal difference. Liverpool Feds also 2 wins from 2 as well as Chorley. So they're at the top of the pile. Chester Street Town on 4 points in 4th place. Newcastle United, only the 1 game for them so far, but they're in 5th on 3 points. Leeds United also on 3 as well as Durham Cester. Alnwick Town, the last of the point scorers, on 1 point. Barnsley, Bradford City, Stockport County and FC United of Manchester all on 0 points, but Barnsley with only the 1 goal played, and FC United of Manchester at the bottom of the table on -8. Division 1 South East. Billericay Town 2, AFC Wimbledon 1, Cambridge United 2, Enfield Town 1, Harlow Town 2, Cambridge City 3, Hashtag United 3, Actonians 1, Kent Football United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3, and London Seaward 3, Norwich City 0. Billericay Town then winning by 2 goals to 1, but no details yet on that one. Obviously they're coming off the back of that 8-0 victory over Norwich. Cambridge United against Enfield Town. Goals for Cambridge United come from Ruth Fox and Amy Howlett. The lone goal for Enfield Town coming from Leah Littlechild in the 46th minute. Harlow Town against Cambridge City. Harlow Town kicking off their campaign, and they do it by losing by 3 goals to 2 to Cambridge City. Goals for Harlow Town from Hannah Porter and Billy Brooks in the 33rd minute and 85th minute respectively. Cambridge City yet to put the squads up on the website. So we'll move on to Hashtag United against Actonians. Hashtag United winning by 3 goals to 1 for the 2nd week in a row. Goals from Emma Samways and 2 for Kelly Welfall, giving Hashtag United the 3-1 victory. Actonians, again, not having the lineup on the website just yet. Kent Football United falling by 3-1 to Queen's Park Rangers. Goal for Kent to Amy Payeni in the 63rd minute. Kent Football United with the one. Queen's Park Rangers, on the other hand, after the 6-0 win against Stevenage, Erin Pope popped up with a hat-trick for Queen's Park Rangers to give them their second victory of the season. Finally, London Seawood against Norwich City, 3-0 the victory for London Seawood, but it has not been announced yet who got the goals for London Seawood. So we'll move straight through into the Division 1 South East table, where Billericay Town top it with 2 wins from 2, a goal difference of 9. Queen's Park Rangers just 1 goal behind them, and Hashtag United with a goal difference of 4, but still with 2 wins from 2. London Seawood on 4 points in 4th place, and then AFC Wimbledon, Cambridge United, Cambridge City and Actonians all on 3 points. Enfield Town have 1 point. Harlow Town lost their opening game of the season. Kent Football United there with no points from both of their games. Stevenage, again another team, only played 1 so far, but they're on -6. And Norwich City, with 2 games played, are already on a goal difference of -11 and are at the foot of the table. Finally then, we'll have a look at Division 1 South West and the results that happened. AFC Bournemouth 1, Exeter City 1, Chesham United 8, Buckland Athletic 3, Poole Town 0, Cheltenham Town 4, Portishead 1, Swindon Town 1 and Southampton 0, Maidenhead United 0. AFC Bournemouth against Exeter City then. The goal for Bournemouth scored by Kelly Marie Fripp. And the goal for Exeter City scored by Connie Pengelly. Exeter City, of course, had the 6-1 victory against Poole Town on the opening day of the season. Connie Pengelly scoring in that one as well, so she's now got 2 for 2. Chesham United 8, Buckland Athletic 3, the big result of the weekend. Chesham United, of course, opening their campaign as well, but haven't yet announced their lineup, so can't give you the scorers for Chesham United. So we'll go to Buckland Athletic, who took the lead early on. Chloe Williams scoring in the 1st minute, Carmen Morrison on minute 77 and Hannah Bennett in the 83rd minute. Cheltenham Town, they had a good away showing against Poole Town, winning by 4-0. Goals for Cheltenham coming from Amy Woven, Billy Haynes, Abby Bevan and Georgia Marie Barber Gresham in the 2nd minute of added time at the end of the game. So a 4-0 victory for Cheltenham Town. So bouncing back from their 3-1 defeat to Southampton on the opening day of the season. Portishead 1, Swindon Town 1. Goal for Portishead coming from Shannon Holloway in the 20th minute. They held on for most of the game, but Rhiannon Lewis for Swindon in the 84th minute, getting a point for the away side. And finally, Southampton 0, Maidenhead United 0. Of course, no scorers in that one. The Division 1 Southwest table then, Exeter City topping the pile with 4 points. Interestingly, that nobody's got 2 wins from 2 in Division 1 Southwest, but arguably the closest league at the moment. Exeter City, Maidenhead United and Southampton Women all on 4 points. They're followed by Chesham United, Cheltenham Town and Larkhall Athletic all on 3. AFC Bournemouth and Swindon Town with 2 points from 2 games. And Portishead with a single point, a -2 goal difference. And then at the bottom there, Buckland Athletic and Poole Town. That'll do it then for the results from what would have been Sunday the 22nd of August. So now let's look forward to what we can expect over the coming week. And for the first time this season, we've got midweek fixtures. So this bit's going to be even longer than usual, but you can't beat a bit of football in the floodlights. We'll start then with the midweek fixtures in the Northern Premier Division, where tomorrow on Wednesday we've got Fylde against Burnley, Huddersfield Town against Brighouse Town and Wolves against West Bromwich Albion. Then on Thursday, Nottingham Forest against Sheffield FC and Stoke City against Derby County. Then on Sunday at the weekend, Derby County against Burnley, Hull City versus Nottingham Forest, Loughborough Lightning versus Huddersfield Town, Middlesbrough will take on West Bromwich Albion, Sheffield FC against Stoke City, and Wolverhampton Wanderers against AFC Fylde. In the Southern Premier Division, tonight, Oxford United take on MK Dons and Gillingham face Ipswich Town. Then tomorrow, on Wednesday, Chichester and Chelsea against Southampton, Crawley Wasps against Portsmouth, and Hounslow against the London Bees. Then on Thursday is Keynsham Town against Cardiff City. At the weekend, Bridgewater United against Crawley Wasps, Ipswich Town versus Cardiff City, Keynsham Town against Plymouth Argyle, London Bees versus Chichester and Chelsea, MK Dons versus Hounslow, Portsmouth against Oxford United, and Southampton against Gillingham. Division 1 Midlands again tonight, Solihull Moors against Boldmere St Michael's. Then tomorrow we've got Peterborough United against Hull Sports, Doncaster Rovers Bells against Lincoln City, Long Eaton United take on Burton Albion, and Wem Town against Leek Town. On Thursday, just the one game, Leafield Athletic against Bedworth United. At the weekend, Boldmere St Michael's will face Hull Sport, Burton Albion against Peterborough United, Leafield Athletic versus Wem Town, Lincoln City versus Solihull Moors, Long Eaton United against Bedworth United, and Sporting Cowser versus Leek Town. Division 1 North tonight, Norton Stockton Ancients against Durham Sestra, and then on Wednesday, Newcastle United against Alnwick Town and FC United of Manchester against Bradford City. On Thursday, Chorley take on Stockport County. Then at the weekend, Alnwick Town take on Leeds United, Barnsley versus FC United of Manchester, Bradford City against Chester Street Town, Liverpool Feds against Chorley, and Stockport County versus Newcastle United. Division 1 South East, tonight Actonians against Queen's Park Rangers, Stevenage against Cambridge City. Tomorrow, AFC Wimbledon against London Seaward, Billericay Town against #United, and Enfield Town versus Harlow Town. At the weekend, Cambridge City will face AFC Wimbledon, Harlow Town versus Cambridge United, #United versus Kent Football United, Norwich City against Enfield Town, Queen's Park Rangers against Billericay Town, and Stevenage against Actonians. And then finally, Division 1 South West. So tomorrow night, Wednesday, it's Bournemouth against Southampton Women, Chesham United against Maidenhead United, Larkhall Athletic against Portishead, and then on Thursday, Cheltenham Town against Swindon Town. And then at the weekend, Exeter City against Cheltenham Town, Larkhall Athletic against AFC Bournemouth, Poole Town versus Buckland Athletic, Portishead versus Chesham United, and finally, Swindon Town against Southampton Women. So that's basically everything for this episode of the FA Women's National Show. We've gone through everything that happened on the second day of the season. We've looked ahead to the first midweek fixtures and the fixtures that are coming up this weekend on the 29th of August. So there'll be plenty to talk about next week, as well as some teams start to pull ahead in terms of their points and, of course, in games played, as is always the way with the FA Women's National League. We've got the Cup coming up as well to talk about in the next few weeks. But thank you for watching the Women's National League show for this week, trying to do my best to cover everything in the third and fourth tier of English women's football. Again, as I said at the start of the show, if anybody's interested in coming on, having a chat about women's football, I've had a couple of offers already, then get in touch with me at Chris_Gadsby, and we'll just come on, have a bit of a chat about women's football, about your team, and just try and grow the FA Women's National League as much as we possibly can. But as I said, thank you for watching this show. Keep yourselves safe, keep supporting your local team. I know they're very grateful for you going down and giving them a watch, whether it be on a Sunday afternoon or midweek as well. And we'll be back next Tuesday at 6 p.m. to look at all these midweek fixtures as the leagues really start to get into the swing of it. But for now, stay safe and goodbye.